Hello there, fellow nomads. Welcome back to episode 3 of Be in Production. In last 2 episodes, we learned how to create your project and how to import videos and music into your project. If you haven't seen those videos, they are popped somewhere here or there, and there are also linked into the descriptions. Please go ahead and watch them. I've also provided some stock footage for the project we are working on, so you can go ahead and download it and just let's get started. In today's video, we are going to learn how to create your timeline or your sequence. There go like a synonyms. I believe they're same thing. Timeline is where all the magic and all the editing happen in Adobe Premiere Pro. And in today's video, we are going to learn a couple of ways to create timelines and how to save your sequence for the future use, so you don't have to create each time from the scratch. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into Adobe Premiere Pro. So in the last video, as we imported this file here and this music, now today we are going to learn to bring them to here and start editing. The first way to create timeline is just click on one of the clip, drag and drop it. Once you do that, if you see here on top, something has created with the name of the file. What Adobe did is it just took all the property of this first video and created a first timeline for you. This is good when you have all the videos with the same properties like frame rate and other things. Before I jump into teaching you how to create your own, you can see here at the bottom you have this another clip created with the same name right here. So I have this video here, but what is this? This is actually a timeline, and here you can see this symbol, a tiny symbol here. That's a symbol of timeline or sequence, whatever you call it. Right, so that's one way of creating. I'm gonna press Ctrl Z. So you see this is also disappeared and I have this empty area again. The second way to create is you're gonna go new item here and you're gonna create sequence. From sequence, you can select based on the camera or technology or the world you are living in. The most useful one, and a lot of people, YouTuber and big people, they use is called DSLR, digital SLR. Here, you're going to select what I go with 1080p. So 1080p 30 frame is the most standard used. But if you are using 24 frame, you can pick this one. Let's go with 1080p 30 frame. At the bottom, you're going to name your sequence. By default, it's sequence 1. I'm going to name it first video editing. And I know it's a long name, but hey. And then you hit create. There you have it. This is empty because it's just the empty timeline and sequence you created. And when you import your first video here, Premiere Pro will ask you, do you want to change the setting of your timeline according to the video, or you want to keep the same setting of your timeline? Of course, you're gonna keep existing because that's why you create it, right? If you wanted the same setting as your video, why would you create it? You just drag and drop it. You're gonna hit keep. Now you see it's created. Now you have this video here and you see the file is a little bit zoomed in. So to fix that, we are going to go to effect control. If you don't see the effect control, you're gonna go to window and look for something called effect control. You see this? Now when you click effect control, you have this thing. By default, it will look like this. You're gonna click the arrow next to motion and you're gonna scale it down a little bit until it fits the size of your frame. There you go. Now you have it. You can hit play. There you go. By the way, if you want to learn the whole Premiere Pro, the whole how to create a project all the way till editing and all the basic about the Premiere Pro, there is a whole long, about 1 hour video I've created. The link will pop somewhere here as well as in the description. It will take you the whole run through of Adobe Premiere Pro. You can go ahead and watch that video. All right, get back to Premiere Pro. I have this timeline created and now I have this thing. I can now after that start bringing more and more video. Just drag and drop, drag and drop, and drag and drop. Now you have all these 4 videos. You can hover over it and play around. Again, some of the videos are more zoomed in because these are all 4K file and your timeline is 1080p. So you're gonna select again and you're gonna go to again effect control and scale it down. All right, we do the same for the other video. This is also hot. All right, there you go. And then we're gonna do the same for the third video. Scale it down. Oh, this is already scaled. So now you have all this thing. And if you wanna learn how to cut or trim these videos, again, there is a video. Go ahead and watch it. Now let's learn how to save your timeline or sequence so that you don't have to all the way go ahead and create each time from the scratch. So what you're gonna do is again, first time, you're gonna go to the new item again. You're gonna create sequence and you'll select the same setting. Everything is good here. And You don't have to name it this time, so I'm just gonna name SSS. Instead of hitting OK, you gotta hit setting this time. Keep everything as it is because you're selecting the best one. The codec you can change based on the computer you're using. Then you're gonna go ahead, save preset. And this time you're gonna name it. So whatever is your timeline, mine is 1080p and I'm using 30 frames. So I'm gonna name it 30 FPS. And you can write a description if you like, but you don't have to. You click OK. And in few seconds, based on the speed of your computer, it will load. And when you hit save, it will pop up here in the custom. So I'm gonna hit save. There you go. So now I already have it. Next time, if I'm going to next sequence, and if I just scroll down here in custom, I have all these presets created as my timelines. All I have to do is, let's say this is the one I just created. Let's say I will show you the one for the Instagram post so that you get the idea. So if I just double click this one, it will open something like this. Now all I have to do is just drag and drop the video and start editing. So that's it for today's video. I hope you learned something new about Adobe Premiere Pro and the steps in basic editing. And with that, I ask you to please subscribe to this channel, support my tiny little channel, and also please hit on that bell icon so that you get all the notifications of all the tips, tricks, or updated videos I make about Adobe Premiere Pro or video editing. With that, my lovely people, stay creative and ciao.